Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon. I guess not truly severe, but we've been watching this thunderstorm up here into Benton County, moving into Tippah County for a little while. Just figured we might as well go ahead and give a quick update on kind of how it's behaving at this point here. Did send kind of a localized alert as we're just kind of figuring out exactly the best way to kind of handle these sort of things. So to a certain extent, this is still kind of a test run as we're working out those kind of things. Myself and our meteorologist, Caleb Edelblut, excuse me, we'll get it right at some point, in here with me today as we're kind of tracking this storm. Yeah, this one has not been a particularly fast-moving storm. I'm going to actually change this to where my increment's a little bit larger so that way you get a little more motion on it. But this one's kind of expanding southward. Again, I would say below severe limits. It was probably a little stronger a little bit ago. As you can see, our number of lightning strikes down. It's also, as far as size is concerned, not quite as large, but kind of moving down toward Hickory Flat area, more so than even in back to locations in the Tippah County as it kind of slides southward there. We'll get a storm track on that and just kind of get a couple of different looks at these storms as we're just kind of taking a look at the way things are playing out tonight. We do expect to have some additional thunderstorms in a little bit, but I would say severe weather, as it said on the open, might be a little bit overstating things a little bit, but more weather update than anything else. So tracking that down there closer to Hickory Flat. And I would say over the last hour, I would say, let's say about 18 miles per hour. We'll double check that speed here real quick. So over that last hour, yeah, somewhere around 17 to 18 miles per hour. So with that in mind, kind of heading there eventually toward Etta. We showed up at 8:31. Current time was almost 8 o'clock. We're looking at Myrtle about 8:22, Hickory Flat about 8:03. There, of course, along I-22. One of the interesting things, though, is this kind of been building southward. You can see a little boundary right there that's building southward on, but you also see another one kind of coming up from the north. So we'll see if we can get some, if we end up getting some additional development up here from really closer to Boonville to Hickory Flat as those kind of two slap together in that area. A couple ways we'll look at this to kind of assess whether or not that's a reality is we'll come out here to Pontotoc, and we might have to flip this one around. So see, there we go on the Pontotoc camera, and we're looking in northerly direction. So we're looking toward where those are kind of coming together at this point here. You can see the clouds from the thunderstorms. I think we'll end up seeing some lightning strikes out of that one as well, because you can see on the screen right there that looking northward through Union County toward Benton County, if that's looking dead north. So I don't see, honestly, a ton of lightning strikes. Of course, we're also at that time of the evening where they sometimes show up okay on the cameras, not always. 93 current temperature in Pontotoc as we're looking into one of those thunderstorms there. I'll see if we can check the camera back in Oxford. I think this might still bring up the other Oxford camera. Caleb, we need to add that to our list. Okay. Then I need to adjust the windshield thing to catch that. You can see back in Oxford, depending on which direction we're looking back, in this case toward the east, kind of toward those thunderstorms as well. Of course, Oxford itself not in a kind of warning. There is no warning out there at this time, but we're just kind of monitoring some of these storms and honestly kind of test running how some of this stuff sort of works. And appreciate those of you, of course, that are watching us and that have been supporting us as we've kind of tried to figure out what all this sort of looks like. So I'm going to refresh behind the scenes here so I pull that chat up. As we're looking again, we are thankfully not talking about, I would say in most cases, severe weather, but there's just this one thunderstorm that we're watching out here. And there's one other storm. We've had a couple of these back out into the Delta. You can see one over top of Charleston, another one there closer to Cleveland. We've had a few back toward Greenville as well. This one we're looking at toward the Shaw community. Lightning strikes are not as significant as the other storm we were looking at, only about 153 lightning strikes over the last about 30 minutes or so. But that one kind of drifting. Honestly, there's not a lot of movement on that storm. I could put a storm track on it, but the reality is that there's a good chance that never makes it to Leland. I mean, because you could see even at 16 miles per hour, that's probably pushing it a little faster and it'll go. So maybe one or two little hailstones out of this, more than anything, as it collapses, some gusty winds, the more likely scenario that we end up getting out of that. But let's see if we can catch that on one of our cameras as well this evening, just to get kind of a look at it. This would be Greenwood. We'd have to be looking toward the west. We are looking toward the south. So give me just a moment to kind of flip that one around. It probably makes sense, Caleb, for us to have this interface open on the vMix computer or the other spot. No, I can probably get it at this point, but so that way, like I'll reference Greenwood and then you can like pop it up on there. I mean, I guess it's also on the laptop over at the other spot. So we'll figure out best way to do that. So Greenwood, and let's go ahead and swing the camera back around, see if the presets are set on that. Nope. So we can go back toward the west. See if we get a better shot of that as we swing this over there. You can see more of the clouds showing up, and there's some of those storms looking more kind of westerly, kind of northwesterly sort of direction. So yeah, you can kind of see not a lot of vertical development on that. This running a little slower than my behind the scenes is. So it looks like there's about a delay of about 10, 12 seconds or so. There we go. Let's kind of show that. So not a great visual there from the Greenwood area, but obviously it's a little ways west of that spot. And we'll check Greenville at this time and check to see if we kind of have a shot from there. We're just going to kind of poke and prod these just a little bit. Appreciate all y'all for watching. And again, I want to emphasize that the odds are pretty good that most of these storms are going to remain below severe limits. The Greenwood camera here, and I need to check with the storm chasers about, oh, let's see, that's where I just had Greenwood up. I need Greenville, sorry. And I promise not to do that too often. Greenville, we are looking west. Let's see if there are not presets on that one, so we're gonna have to swing that around to the east. So we do that. I'm gonna have to kind of look through the tower here, kind of northeast. Yeah, you could see a couple of those storms there like that. We'll pan it down just slightly as well. So there's kind of the shot toward the east related to that there. I mean, you can see the heavy precipitation below that, but this obviously not more than just a kind of regular sort of run-of-the-mill thunderstorm. I say east, it's more northeast that we're looking back into that. Appreciate, again, North Mississippi Storm Chasers with these cameras there. You can help them out, donate to their cause as they continue to try to protect folks here in North Mississippi. I know they would definitely appreciate that. nmscas.org, of course, the way in which you can do that. As we clear this off here for a moment, head back here over to Mississippi Live Weather Radar and kind of bring that camera network down and clear, again, all the tracks off of that. There's one other thunderstorm out here toward Charleston. We'll look at that. We'll go back up to Benton County and we'll probably wrap this up. Again, we don't have necessarily severe thunderstorms out there, but as we've said over and over again, we've got nothing but time here. And so I know for some of the folks we targeted with that push alert, to the app where it binged. Hopefully this is something y'all find valuable. So we're looking at Charleston here, kind of sort of drifting toward the southwest. This one might have just a little bit more speed, but I'd still say it's no more than probably 17, 18 miles per hour. So basically over Charleston now, at least the northeast side of town there, we're looking at Tippo at 838 and Distal about 847 as it kind of moves in your direction there. So clear that off. Again, I think that's below severe limits. I think they all are at this point. And as we come back up here, I want to make sure this has continued its collapsing phase. It does largely look like it has. Bring it in here to the most recent time period and look 3D. Yeah, that's gone through a bit of a collapsing phase. Let me go back a couple of scans on this for you. As we do that, you'll notice it just kind of was a lot stronger even just a little bit ago. Even when we started this this little broadcast a little bit ago, it's definitely coming down in intensity. So weakening as it moves into Hickory Flat, thankfully, and that is, comparatively speaking, easily our strongest thunderstorm that we do have out there at this time. So we can look 3D on the whole batch there. The one out here toward Cleveland, also fairly heavy, but all these below severe limits. So we will have updates coming up tonight at 10 o'clock on what's left and the rain chances over the next couple of days on Mississippi Live Weather at 10. We appreciate you joining us here. Of course, download that app, free and available for all those different devices. For those of you watching us on Facebook, I know we have a decent number of folks that are doing that at this point here. Appreciate all y'all in Webster County, West Union, Iuka, as we're just, again, kind of sort of figuring this out. Manchester, Georgia, there on YouTube. That's awesome. But download the Mississippi Live Weather app. If you just search for the words Mississippi Live Weather, and you need to spell out Mississippi, and for even folks here, sometimes that's rough. Mississippi. Did you learn the crooked letter thing?
Oh, yeah.
See, I never heard the crooked letter until my wife. Anyway, so, and her dad said the crooked letter thing. So anyway, Mississippi Live Weather, if you search for that, I don't know that I have it set up where we can just hit a button and pop up those. Yes, I do. Watch this. Let me show you a little trick. So if you go, so these are the titles there. If you click that one, it will actually put that over top of it. It's the way that's designed, it's where it has a layer. So you can conceivably click the one on that and it'll pop it up. Yeah, so if you'd like to download our app, you could see Android over there and iOS there, and just open up your phone and it'll kick up that QR code. So for those of you on Facebook, the reason I recommend doing this, and the people that were in the app will tell you, that it's the easiest way to watch what we do, because if we're live, you pull it up and the live is right at the front. Let me show you this. This is what's so cool. Okay, ready? So I'm gonna hit the widget there at the top, I'm going to tap that. We get the little splash screen with me. Sorry, no suspenders for those of you that want that. But you'll see immediately there at the top, oh, it's cutting me out because it's, I guess, green from the radar. That was when I stepped off the screen a second ago. So there is a little bit of a delay on that. As you can see, about a 45 second delay. So keep that in mind when we're talking about severe weather and tornadoes, that there is just a little bit delay. There was a delay before at the other place as well. And when you were watching online, it was about the same time. So in saying that, keep that in mind. But yeah, you can see when we're live, we're right there at the top of the app. So let me force close it for a second. It's that simple that if you want to know, well, is Matt live? Is the crew live? You tap that, give it a second to load, and we'll be right there when we're live. Ooh, that's like the me, and then me saying me, and then me saying me. Anyway, okay. With that in mind, we'll go ahead and shut this down here for a minute. We do look like we have a few pictures out there that we can hopefully share with you guys. But we will see you coming up at 10 o'clock, Mississippi Live Weather at 10. You might have to click that one off again on that, and that'll make it disappear when you do that. There we go. And that way the title at the end rolls cleanly. Okay, we'll see y'all at 10.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.